Yeah. When you feel it in your body, you feel somebody who makes you change your ways, like hanging with your crew. Said you act like you're ready, but you don't really know. And everything in your past, you wanna let it go. Been there, done it, messed around. After all that, this is what I found. Nobody wants to be alone. If you're touched by the words in a song, baby, you got it bad. When you're on the phone, hang up and you call right back. You got it bad.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Unscripted Hour. Today, tonight, this morning, whatever time you're listening to this, this is going to be a pleasure. We have Dominic Patrick, upcoming artist that been in the game, a music artist around. I want y'all to check out his music page on YouTube. He's everywhere. He's going to tell y'all about that later on. But this guy, he's real special to me. Like, he don't even know how special he is to me and things like that. This is a person that has sung my brother home with not one, not two, but three songs. So I appreciate this man. Like, I really appreciate him. I don't think he knows that. So today I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart,
Appreciate that.
I love you, Dom, for doing that. All right. So,
Of course, love you too, cuz.
so let's tell him
I'm
about
excited. I'm excited to be here, man. I'm excited about this new journey, about this pod. I think that it's really cool that you get to meet with artists, that we get to talk, and that you creating a platform for artists like myself to kind of even come and talk about what I'm doing and my music. So I'm super excited about for this interview and what we kind of just to chat it up with family. You know what I mean? This is like a little bit more natural than just doing other pods. Just it's going to be a lot easier.
Yes. So what made you really, I know that we have a music background family, but what made you really want to get into music and what keep you motivated all these years to still want to do music and things like that?
Yeah, so all right, the first part, just being motivated in music, that's easy because like this is like it's not even it's what I do. It's not something that I even have to think about. Like music is it just comes so natural just because coming from a family of music, my mom sang, grandma sang, grandfather sang, even though I didn't know him well, his lineage, just from all of the aunts singing and just growing up in the church, it was always a thing. So singing, it was never an option for me. So it's something that I just do naturally. It's like speaking, it's like running water, it's just a natural thing. So wanting to pursue it as a career, I think is more the thing that I had to like work on wanting to do. Because when I was about 19, so let's just go back. I'm gonna just rewind you. So like teenager, I've sang with a lot of groups, but when I was like 19, I had met my idol at the time. I had met Mark Nelson, who was one of the members of As Yet the group, and he heard our group for the first time, and I was doing like little background parts, and he was like, "Do you do solos?" And I sang a solo, and I sang his song. And he was like, "Yeah, don't ever stand in the back again." And that just meant a lot for me coming from somebody that I really looked up to at the time of being a 19-year-old. So I started pursuing music. We started creating music. We was being pitched to different labels and things like that. And I started realizing all the hard work it took to be an artist. It is not easy. It is not sweet. And so I think that being in that group, I was willing to do it, but then I kind of was like, I didn't sign up to be like a bodybuilder because we working out, we doing jumping up and down, we doing capitals, and capitals is
Oh,
like when you running in place and like your knees are to your chest. So I'd start being like overwhelmed with the whole idea of like the artist development part of it. So I kind of lost my passion for being an artist. But I think after my daughter graduated like high school, because I'm an old man, I was like, whoa. So I got time again to start, pursuing music and really focusing on myself. So in 21, I got super passionate again. That's when I dropped my first EP, which is Ships. So if you haven't heard Ships yet, Dominic Patrick Ships, you definitely should go check it out and listen.
so make sure you check that out, Dominic Patrick Ships. Make sure you check that out. So who are your biggest influencers and how do they like shape what path you're trying to go in?
So I'm influenced a lot by like my peers. So I have a lot of music friends that, are from Philly that's doing music. They're singing for some of the biggest artists in the country. So I'm influenced a lot by them because when I see them, they are me. You know what I mean? Like we work together, we do things together, we spend time together, we encourage each other. So when I see them moving and growing and building, I get excited. You know what I mean? It makes me say, hey, how can I work a little bit harder? How can I also get those things? And I think we don't gatekeep, you know what I mean? We don't like if we have a great opportunity that's going to suit multiple of us, we like to pull each other in. So that happens a lot in our group. So that inspires me because we put each other in positions to do great work and to continue to stay afloat in music and not get, discouraged because it could be very discouraging and you feel like things not happening quick enough. But when I think about like some of my idols in music, I really look up to Stevie Wonder because he's a singer-songwriter like myself. And not just because he's a singer-songwriter, but because he can create any kind of music, like just mood music. And I think a lot of people think of mood music as being down or sad, but he can create some of the most energetic and exciting music as well. I obviously look up to Babyface, another singer-songwriter, and I think people of this time that I like a lot is Lucky Day. I love Lucky Day, and Music Soul Child was like, yeah,
Okay, so you
he's
don't
the law.
just sing, but you write your own music too, correct?
Yeah, not just mine. I've written for a lot of artists. I've had the opportunity to write for a lot of artists and get placements with labels. Sometimes as you write in, you realize that the music is not going to be, you can write and you can sing 10 songs. Say Chris Brown. I mean, one time Chris Brown said, hey, I want 5 songs from you guys. You send in all these songs, and sometimes they can love the song and the label not love it, or it's just sitting there. They love it and it's just not ready for this project or it didn't fit the project. So I've been writing for, I think, about over 10 years strong consistently with the focus of being a singer-songwriter. And I've written for probably, I mean, a lot of artists. I mean, a lot to name, but I have some songs out there, with some credits of people that I've been writing for. And I've been working a lot with local artists as well in Philadelphia and in the surrounding areas to create music as well.
Can you describe that process, what it is like to write music, to write that feel good music and things like that, something that touch your soul? Like, how do you go get
Yeah, I would say one of the things that I'm learning, like I think one of the things I think because I've worked a lot alongside like a full-time career job alongside being an artist and I've been in management. So I think everything I approach with like a leadership mindset. So when I think about myself as a songwriter, it's been the same. I'm always thinking about like how can I pull the artist in to be a part of the writing process instead of just being like the main writer and the person that's getting all the credit. Like I want you to feel like this is, because a lot of artists, you don't have to be a songwriter, but you know your story and you know if the song is appropriate or if it meets, kind of what you talk or the way you talk. So I like to sit down with the artist. So usually what I would do if somebody come to me and they say, hey, Dom, I need a song. So they'll probably know my price, because usually standardly I'll do like 500 a song or 250 if I'm doing like any kind of promotional pricing or something like that, just to write the song. And then I'll create 3 different ideas for the artist and then we'll sit down together and I'll say, hey, which one do you like? Sometimes they say, I like all of them. Most times they say, I like all of them. Sometimes they'll say, I really love this one. And even if they love all of them, I say, hey, well, let's isolate and let's focus on the one. And then we work on building it and making it better. Even though I already kind of created a structure for it, we kind of go through and make the song better. And then usually I'll take them to one of my engineers. We can record the song and I can even vocal produce the song as well.
I like that. So speaking of that, who's someone that you wish that you could collaborate with?
I would say my number one collab is probably gonna be Jasmine Sullivan.
All right,
Um,
love me some Jasmine. Her
Yeah,
voice.
yeah, Jazz. I mean, it's the voice, it's the lyrics. Jazz can write she can write her tell-all, so she's also a dope lyricist. And I feel like we've crossed paths so many times. We have a lot of mutual friends. I remember being young and being out there and being too young to get in the clubs and singing, and Jazz being even younger, getting in the clubs and singing. So I respect her grind, her journey. I respect her music and her pen. So I think if it's somebody, and I respect her as a vocalist, I feel like we would kill a song together. So that's my dream collab. You know what I mean? She's like the dopest artist out there for me.
And since you write your own music, what's that one message that you kind of want your audience to take away from what you're trying to present to them?
I would say go listen to my music. uh, I think. One of the things that I don't think we see a lot of anymore is like conceptual music. And every project that I do is conceptual. Like I like to create concepts. And me and my cousin, or well, our cousin, Charlene's trying to outdo me with concepts. So she just went super far when it came to concepts. But I love to tell stories. I feel like I'm a storyteller. So one of the things I like to do with every artist, like ships, for instance, my first project was all about I wanted to present every ship to people. And so
Hmm.
you got to remember to kind of stay focused. So the first song is called Ships, and then the next one is companionship, and then it's relationship, then it's ownership, and then it's hardship and situationship. So I'm always trying to think of a way to, without forcing it, create a project that has a concept to it that you can kind of go through and listen to it as a theme and not just have to listen to one song and feel like you could throw it away. I like to create projects that has no skips. You really got to commit to the whole project and not just the song. And if it's a song that's a long, I'll just drop it separately if I feel like it don't belong in the project. So my message can change. It's really about like just talking about the different phases of my life. Or maybe me and you had a conversation and I'm like, damn, I really think that people need to hear about that. So I might write a song about that. And people are like, yo, you writing about my life? And I'm like, yeah, but they don't know. It ain't like I'm gonna say, hey, Josh said no, but it's really just the experiences that you shared that I feel like people need to know about. And I might take it and say, hey, let's make that music.
Okay, I like that. So,
Yeah.
what's your biggest challenge that you feel trying to make it in the industry? Like, because I know you've been trying for a minute, and you're a really great singer. When you sing, you can feel it and things like that. You've been
Hmm.
on America's Idol, and they tell you your voice is so great, and and things like that. You've been in The Voice and blown your audition on The Voice was amazing, and did a great audition, and so tell me, how do you go through that process?
Yeah, I think the biggest challenge is like you got real life, you know what I mean? And you gotta like find a balance between wanting to pursue whatever your art is and your career is and your passion is, and then doing what you need to do. And I think that it's very easy to become good at what you love to do. Good, no, good at what you're doing. Like for me, it's my full-time job. I become really good at it. So that's become a little bit more of my crutch. But my passion, you know what I mean? I might not put as much energy into it. So I think the balance is like trying to find the energy, the go-get-itness to still put everything you got into both and not do half and half. Like some people like, yo, it's 50, no, it's 100. So still giving 100 to the job, and maybe it's not giving 100 to the thing that you're not the most passionate about. You're still doing great work and you're still doing a good job, but you giving 150% to the thing that you're really passionate about and putting your eggs in that basket. So I think it's really the biggest challenge is like knowing that it's worth it to go for your dreams and going for the things that you want because the thing that you're good at, you can still be good at. Even if the thing that you want the most is not working out the way that you want, you can always fall back on the thing that you're good at.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I want to take a second to remind the audience, if they're still watching, to like and subscribe. After you're done, I want y'all to go right over to Dominic Patrick page, and y'all gonna hit that like and subscribe to all his videos.
We're gonna put it right here. We're gonna put it right
We're gonna put it
here.
right here. We're definitely gonna put it right here. And yeah, show love to both of our pages and things like that. Is it anything that you're working on now that you would like to tell everybody?
Yeah, so if you are an artist, you should be connecting with me because I can produce, I can vocal produce, I can write, create with you. But if you are a listener, which we all are, and you just like good music, you should definitely check out what I have going on. So on Friday, May 23rd, I have a single dropping and it's called Ready Set Us. And I'm so excited about this single. It's a labor of love. I feel like I do a lot of like ballads. So I do a lot of like slower songs and songs that you can connect with and feel. But I've really been inspired by some of the 70s and the 80s, some of those artists from those times. And this song is my take on what I felt like they was doing back then. So it's called Ready Set Us. It has an old school vibe, but it's still fresh and it's new. And that drops Friday, May the 23rd. So check that out, download it. You can stream it everywhere. It'll be available everywhere.
Yeah.
But also keep a lookout for shows. On my page, I post a lot of shows on the 22nd. No, wait, the 24th. I get my days mixed up. I have a show coming up. It'll be a cool show. And then I'm doing a couple shows this summer, some festivals and things like that. So definitely follow my page so that you can see some of the things that I'm doing. I love live music. So you definitely got to come check me out live.
So again, y'all check out Dominic Patrick YouTube. Dominic Patrick. Check out his music. Go down. click them songs, listen to a couple of them, listen to all of them. Check him out. I promise you're gonna feel good. He has some great stuff on his page. So, is there anything that you would like to touch on? I know I'm asking a lot of questions, but what's some things that you want to just tell the people out there?
I really like again, I'm really inspired by, being able to talk. A lot of times as an artist, people listen to the music and they forget to, who the people are and who the artist is. So um I'm really inspired by, platforms like this that's really creating space for artists to be able to share their story, kind of more about who their personality is. So I'm just excited to be here. So you guys, like again, my name is Dominic Patrick, but if you're looking for me on any socials, it's Dominic_Patrick on social media, on Instagram, on TikTok is the Dominic Patrick, but everywhere else is Dominic Patrick. You can find me on Facebook, YouTube, everywhere. Just Dominic Patrick.
Okay, so that's everywhere. That's Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. 'Cause you know everybody love TikTok.
The Dominic Patrick on TikTok.
Okay, so yeah, let
Mhm.
them know.
Easy to find. I'm just on there. Just TikTok is fun. So again, it's really hard as an artist. I think if I could really the biggest takeaway and the biggest thing I'm learning this year is like it is hard to really do this work. And I mean, it's as hard as doing any of the work that we do, you know what I mean? But if you have an opportunity to support maybe a friend that's doing music or a friend that's in this entertainment space and you had just take the opportunity. It means a lot. You know what I mean? Like I do a lot of stuff, you know what I mean? And I have friends that support, but some people might have an opportunity and they might not come out. But if you have an opportunity to do that, you absolutely should. Because, everybody's like one moment away from just giving up on that dream or that thing. And you might believe in them, but they might not feel it. You know what I mean? So I always say, whatever you have, show the people that you feel it, you know what I mean? And show up for your people and make them
Yeah.
know that you really supporting them without,
Yeah. The
more
power of
than just
believing
saying it.
will go a long way.
It's huge.
Yeah. So I want to appreciate you for coming on my show, The Unscripted Hour. It was a pleasure, man. I swear,
Man,
this was really a.
pleasure was mine.
I want to remind everybody to hit that like, subscribe, share, comment. It all helps the video. After y'all done, we're going to then go to Dominic Patrick. We're not going to forget his page. We're going to like and subscribe. Please, be a supporter. Help us out.
Yeah, stay tuned because it's just going to get better and it's just going to be more and more growth. So be here for the beginning of the journey. Don't come too late.
Yeah, don't
Don't
come.
come too late and miss the mark. Do it now.
Yes. So it was a pleasure having y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in at the Unscripted Hour. I want to remind y'all to like, subscribe, hit that bell.
All right. Thanks, fam. Thanks for having me.
When I do vocal production, because I know it's like people can get it mixed up when you say production, because a lot of people are like, oh my god, you make beats. And then while it's something that I'm definitely about to get into, because I did that, it was like one of the first things I did working with programs was make beats. I remember it was ridiculous, ridiculous, but it was a program called Fruity Loops, which is actually now really, really popular, but it was cheap then. So I started making beats. But anyway, a lot of people think when I say producer, I always got to clarify like I do vocal production. And like I will sit in a session and just making sure that you get your own raw vocals. I'm there to help you edit, help you get the best sound, and to communicate whatever message it is. So a lot of times people can go and you have a great voice, but you might miss the messaging. Like you they say time heals, but you might want to tell the story like, they say time heals. So just trying to get people to get a little bit different and to just get deeper and deeper into the song so that people can feel every single moment of the song.